everyone. My name is Gayatri Shirsagar and I work as a Senior Program Manager at Pune Knowledge Cluster. Welcome to Pune Knowledge Cluster's KINETICS series, where we invite thought leaders, innovators, scientists, and change makers which lead India and global. Today, we are honored to have Dr. Umesh Shaligram, who is the Executive Director and Board Member at Serum Institute of India Private Limited. He is an eminent voice from pharmaceutical and vaccine ecosystem, whose work and insights have contributed to conversations around healthcare, innovation, vaccine accessibility, and India's growing leadership in global public health. In this episode, we will explore the journey of vaccines, India's role in global healthcare, lessons from pandemics, future preparedness, emerging infectious diseases, and opportunity for next generation entering in pharma and biotech sector. So my first question to Dr. Umesh, तुमच्याबद्दल थोडी माहिती सांगा आणि तुम्ही ह्या करिअरमध्ये म्हणजे फार्मास्युटिकल आणि वॅक्सिन इकोसिस्टममध्ये करिअर घेण्यासाठी काय तुमचे इन्स्पिरेशन्स होते?
So basically, I just to give a small overview about my life. I was born in a remote part of in the Ahmednagar district. There's a place called as a Samsherpur, and then obviously my father was working in a government irrigation department. So there was no place more than 3 years we were supposed to stay. So we moved around the Ahmednagar and Nasik district. So that's how my schooling happened in lot more in remote parts of Maharashtra, and therefore a lot of time I connect better with all remote Maharashtrians actually, and then I got educated initially in, like always in at that time everybody wants to be doctor and engineer.
Correct.
But obviously as education moved, luckily for me at that time not considered as a great thing, I came and I did my BSc in chemistry, then masters in biochemistry in Pune University, and then I was in Institute of Science, and later on I started my more preferred journey was getting into pharmaceutical industry. That time WOCOD was a company where biotech work was happening with Dr. M.K. Saib, which is one of my mentor, very amazing person. So with whom we learned a lot. And then later on I joined Serum Institute of India, obviously with Dr. Poonawalla and other Poonawalla. We learned a lot and they groomed us to a level of understanding of vaccine, their sciences, and that really helped us to grow our understanding and helped us to start contributing in this ecosystem. So that's how in brief a journey is actually.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think it is truly inspiring to see how a student from rural India is now taking a global level. I mean, because Serum is considered as the most influential vaccine manufacturer globally now. So you are leading that kind of company. It's really remarkable. So I want to ask connecting questions like what values, decisions, or innovations help you to take Serum Institute to the global level?
Basically, values and vision comes out of Dr. Poonawalla and Mr. Adar Poonawalla. They're always they have a unique this one. So what they have done up till now is, and this is something why it is called as visionary, a lot of people don't understand. Then the COVID-19 pandemic, and on all my talks I always tell COVID-19 pandemic is a great example. What they do is ahead of the time, when people don't think, they invest all their earnings into an infrastructure and keep qualified infrastructure ready. So if you go back into COVID-19, what happens, you come to know, and I always ask everybody, and now openly I can ask everybody, close your eyes and ask your mind, when COVID was having it's taking its peak in probably second wave, everybody thought, is there anyone who can produce at the lowest cost, highest doses of vaccine, so that this pandemic goes down, lockdown goes down? Every mind had this question, and this is what Dr. Poonawalla was doing, and he started doing it in 1967, and for 5 decades he was doing, and he continued. And only COVID-19 is a setting where people came to know about serum.
Correct.
And all other agencies existed. Only people were thinking, oh, who can produce, who can give at lowest cost, and that is what Serum was doing.
Correct.
So this is a value system, keep with their own earn hard-earned money, keep qualified infrastructure ready,
Hmm.
so that at a lowest cost, highest volume of a vaccine can be delivered.
Yes.
So this is a very noble thing. Very less people have,
Correct.
and that value system got inculcated in all Serum senior management and slowly all everywhere in Serum's team, and that really keeps us intact actually, because finally you feel connected to every human mind
Right.
and you contribute to the life of people.
Right. Yeah, I think Serum has laid a really good example, to give a vaccine at affordable cost worldwide. And I think that is the India's strength in science and innovation. I mean, as you already mentioned that most of you were, aligned with the visionary leadership of Poonawalla. Now I think Ebola is also emerging. I mean, what kind of research going on at Serum Institute to tackle such emerging diseases?
And so, with our standard vaccines, we have close to about 30 plus WHO pre-qualified vaccine. So these are standard vaccine. In addition, now we have created one vertical where we understand potential pandemic causing agents or
Mm-hmm.
emerging pathogens or outbreak pathogens. We should be able to make a vaccine in a very short time.
Mm-hmm.
So we compress method of manufacturing so that we do that, and it's publicly known that we did it in a previous first Ebola happened.
Mm-hmm.
That time there is a mission of CEPI. CEPI is an organization which supports, and they support us also. They with them together we have been able to build a story where there's a 100 days mission, but we have been able to do this in 62 days, and this was really appreciated by WHO team. Then we went for Marburg and other Rift Valley. In Marburg, we could do it in close to about 30 days,
Mm,
and
yeah.
then manufacturing of the product. And Rift Valley, we literally did it in record 17 days.
Mm,
So instead of 100 days,
correct.
we are now compressing this and manufacturing it, and then later on, as and when permission comes, and then we supply the vaccine. But we have been able to stockpile these
Hmm.
vaccines. So one vertical of stockpiling and compress manufacturing using different technology. One is ad vector technology. Now we are doing
Hmm.
a protein. Now we are doing a oral vector technology as well as mRNA technology. So we are pushing these technologies to a level that shortest time, fastest and highest delivery
Hmm.
is something effort we are putting now.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear that. So now many students also aspire to do career in healthcare, pharmaceuticals, or biotechnology. So, what advice would you like to give to the youngsters or scientists who would like to contribute meaningfully to the sector?
Yeah. A bit difficult, but actually only suggestion I have my young people is I always tell them, life bring its own challenges. Don't lose the smile on your face actually. No, there, because you may think, oh, you want to do X, you want to do Y in your young age, you want to do everything under the
Mm-hmm.
sky. You know, you have to remain focused, one thing, and you will have ups and downs, but don't lose the smile.
Mm-hmm.
Remain focused, don't lose the smile.
Yeah.
That's all.
And also, how important do you feel that critical thinking, scientific thinking, and observations are important at early ages?
So obviously that is the key driver for all these things. Like you have to really, a lot of time now, critical thinking, scientific thinking, but a lot of time I feel beyond all this, because there's a lot of standard books, knowledge, and you go on
Mm-hmm.
the nowadays net. There is
Correct.
every other advice under the
Available.
sky is available. A lot of time I feel that lot of time, you should be able to differentiate that is this when you close your eyes, is this genuinely going to work or not,
Hmm.
or whether it is not going to work. A lot of time it's your ego which drives and which tells no, I am correct, and a
Hmm.
lot of time you may not be correct. You should be able to ask that basic question to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
then rest all automatically falls into place
Yeah.
actually.
Because in the COVID time, many of us, I mean, many in the community, there was a misconception regarding taking vaccine. So I think you rightly pointed out that scientific thinking and critical thinking is very important at early age. And how do you see collaboration between academia, startup, research institution to accelerate India's innovation in healthcare?
That I see that is picking up very nicely. I see, pre-COVID as well as post-COVID. I think with present government's effort, this idea of cross pollination and public private partnership is picked up very nicely, which is a great thing, because that really makes, truly it will make a Atmanirbhar India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So it's certainly much needed public private partnership, but public private partnership must happen within Indian institution, academic institution, and Indian companies. It cannot be always Indian companies and abroad academic institute. So that is what is the key thing I feel, to make truly Atmanirbhar Bharat. So that is now picking up. It's really flourishing. So that's a good hope for the best.
Yeah, and what kind of breakthrough you would like to see in your lifetime in Indian healthcare system, or in pharmaceutical industry?
I think the best big breakthrough which everybody want is disease-free life. Actually, nobody want any disease. So that would be wonderful, but likelihood of that's asking for a high bar. But let's see, even if we are able to achieve a complete cancer cure at a lowest cost, or a genetic disease cure at a lowest cost, as well as a lifestyle disease like a diabetes and blood pressure, that if we are able to reverse it to a sufficiently good enough level, so that people life is really good, that it will be really amazing efforts actually.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. And the last question is, women are taking leadership in various roles in industries, in manufacturing, also in research. So, from your perspective, how women are playing a role in future vaccine development and pharmaceutical innovation?
Oh, I don't think so. I should speak much more, because this is more, it's something which India has set a great example. I mean, there's no doubt India, our first prime minister, we were the one who had early days of prime minister, was woman prime minister. Then I think Dr. Gagandeep Kang and Dr. Soumya Swaminathan are a great example in the field of vaccines. And there are many I know very well. There are a lot of women as well as these females across the world, and especially Indian. They are really contributing hard. And in my opinion, it's women who is actually a key driver of economy. If she is secured, and if she is the key driver, if she is able to work freely, then that country grows nicely. And great example is the Western world, where Western world, as Swami Vivekananda always used to say, that the main reason why Western world has flourished is because the respect and the freedom female has in that country.
Correct.
Actually, and unfortunately, I always say, though we do lot of prayers, we say Shakti Mata, but we, in ground reality, in heart, we don't have that feeling. But whereas Western world does. So any country, you take an example where there is a woman is properly treated, that country flourishes. So I always tell, instead of doing all science and all things changes, you first do that, and rest automatically will happen in this country.
Nice.
So I personally feel, yes, there's a lot of chances but it is picking up. It is happening now. Though slowly over the period of time, they are becoming center point. They are really driving a lot of decisions. When you go to Delhi, I meet so many female scientists. I feel so proud actually. So good. Hopefully now it will pick up, and maybe later on, next time on this seat, there will be female answering.
Yeah, thank you so much. And the last question is, would you like to highlight few of the serums works which are leading to women empowerment and also in other social sector?
But Serum is doing a lot more work which is beyond vaccine, actually, which I was just taking to your team. We are doing a lot of clean city initiatives. We are doing a lot of these supports to, which is unique to rape victims, as well as all these gender neutral people, as well as we are doing a lot of work on the hospitals, schools, and all the things. So certainly, hopefully, this really helps. And this is purely a vision of Mr. Adar Poonawala, where he want to really get into this beyond serum support system, which is amazing, like Green Drive, as well as supporting the common human at the ground level. So hopefully that will build a wonderful ecosystem in this country, our country.
Yeah, thank you so much for your valuable time and insights, and your perspective on vaccines, global health, innovations, and future of Indian pharma. I hope this conversation encourages more young women scientists, also other youngsters who can engage research in the later stage of their life and help in nation building. Thank you once again, Dr. Umesh, for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.